I was just thinking to myself, I took time-release melatonin last night.
Oh.
And I feel like it's still no, literally. But I feel like it's still releasing because it's like it keeps you asleep. And I'm like, for how long? Because I'm still getting waves of – I feel like it's like keeps bursting in my system.
I wonder if that's like a good tactic to be sort of like a sleepy hot girl. Because there's a hotness to being like – I feel like men are into that, like a sleepy girl.
I know. I'm not. Like, that's the problem is I have insomnia, but I'm the opposite of a sleepy girl. I'm like an annoying – like my personality is really the opposite of sleepy, like feminine. It's more like a rabid dog needing to be walked all the time.
I feel so seen by that. Thank you. I feel really – I wake up and I'm like, let's talk about everything. Yeah. And it is not – that is not appreciated.
Esther, comedian, actress, writer, co-host of Trash Tuesday podcast, and my friend. Welcome to Office Hours.
And this is crazy.
I'm so happy that we finally made this happen. I adore you. I have so much to talk to you about, but I think that I want to start with motherhood because you're the realest of the real, and you had your first baby. She's a year old.
Yes.
How has the first year of motherhood been?
So I had her at 36, which I love to always share, you know, because a lot of people think you're done by then and I'm just getting started. The first year has definitely been a roller coaster. High highs, low lows. It's interesting though, because I feel like when I've heard people share that before, that they have postpartum depression, which I definitely had PPD, I had PPA, postpartum anxiety. I feel like I hear that and I go, oh, they must hate their baby. Like they must, oh, you want to kill your baby? Like, what's up? Give me the tea. And it's interesting being now in that position. I'm like, oh no, it's not that at all. It's just like I've lived 36 years in this version of life where it's just about me. And there's something about like the shock to the system that is so scary that like, even though you're feeling all this joy, you're like, wait, I'm scared all the time. Like everything is scary. I also suddenly like have this new like compassion or empathy or whatever that I never had before. And like, it's like scary. Like I don't like these feelings. I'm too sensitive. And so it's just been a shift to my system. And around like maybe 9 or 10 months postpartum, I started to like feel like a little more normal again. Like for example, here's a crazy example that my therapist recently brought up. She's like, remember when you thought this? I'm like, insane. But like the first like 8 months, so I do stand-up comedy. So I like leave the house like 7:30 at night, whatever, go do my shows, come home. But the first like 6 to 8 months, I was like, oh, that's evil. That's I'm a villain. I looked at myself as a villain because I would leave my home, leave my child, and like it's actually so selfish and villainous to want to do that.
No way.
And I was like, oh, I guess I can never work again. Like I'm this evil to leave. And then now I'm like, that's obviously now I can see that with more clarity, but it's just your brain gets so warped.
That's crazy. And so what helped you overcome that, or was it just time?
Just time. And then like the other thing is just being like, oh, here I am. I'm curious if you feel this at all. Like, do you have any feelings of like, if and when you had a child, like I always felt this, like, that should be enough, right? Like I should have my baby and then sitting with my baby and staring at my beautiful baby and taking care of my baby. Like that should be all I want in life. Like that should be the most fulfilling thing. And I'm not even someone who ever was that sure of being a mom and whoever really wanted it. But I just knew like if I did it, that would be enough. And then like you sit there, you're like, this is a little boring.
Yeah.
You know? But the first like 6 to 8 months, you're like, there's something wrong with me if this isn't enough.
Right.
And so it took like almost the full year to be like, no, I want to work. I have this whole other thing and that's okay. And I think also for me, like I didn't have a mom that worked. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. And when she did get a job, it was literally in the lunchroom at my school. So like we had our own codependent, crazy thing that like my daughter now already, she's so nothing like me. Like doesn't have any separation anxiety with me. She doesn't, like I always say like I'm just a pair of glasses to her because she'll like come up and she'll just take my glasses. But like there's a lot of ways it's not how I thought it. I thought it'd be like my baby and I are best friends, but she's like doesn't care at all.
Did you plan to go back to work or were you going to play it by ear?
I think that I never thought of it because I was like, of course I'm going to work.
I feel like your work is so intertwined with your identity. So I'm so curious about that. And I know that so much of our community is like thinking about this or going through this. So this is all so helpful to have like such an honest conversation. And you asked like, oh, do you think that if you had a child, it would be like enough for you? And I know that it wouldn't be, which is why I'm afraid to have a child, because I would fully want to work as well. And I'm still on the fence about it. I don't know. But I think like I know I would – it's so core to my being to work that I would be worried that I wouldn't be good as a mom, because I would want to go and work too. Not that working is bad as a mom at all, but
no,
like,
I get
just
it.
a thought that I have.
It's your own how you feel about yourself. Like I totally get it, and I God, it's so crazy being on the other side, because I was you. Like I was really like, I'm not sure. I never really grew up wanting kids. I thought if I did, maybe in like my 40s if I can, like. And then we tried a few years ago and I had a miscarriage, and then that just like knocked me off my ass, where I was like, never mind, because I now looking back, it's like, oh, I thought I could not. I believe like, oh, maybe I can never have it, so I'm just going to pretend I don't want it.
Right.
But it's
that's so interesting. Dig into that more. Like you thought you couldn't have it, so you made yourself pretend you didn't want it. Because I think women who suffer from miscarriages think that, and I also think a lot of women who are single think that. They're like, I don't think that I'm going to be able to have a baby because I can't find anyone, so I'm just going to pretend like I don't want it. So what helped you overcome that, and like what was that experience
honestly
like?
It was just like I don't know what helped me. I think I just like had to go through some like hurting and some pain and running from my problems, and then I just sort of came around and was like, well, let's just give it a try. Like, let's just see. Like, and that's the other thing too, is you get so freaked out, like whether you have a miscarriage or whether you're trying and it's not happening. Like, it's so easy to, at least for me, like, and probably a lot of people, like jump to a worst case scenario. And like, I'm learning about OCD, and like possibility is probability in OCD. So it's like if it's possible you can't have children, then you're like, it's probable. Like I probably won't be able to.
Right.
But like then I have girlfriends who are like, Esther, there are literally 10 million ways to get to having your baby. Like there's so many options of what to do, IUI, IVF, like adoption, whatever. There's so many things, but not wanting kids is so valid.
Totally.
Like it's so awesome. Like in the bliss of it in the beginning, I was like, this is that, like everyone has to do this. And like I sort of like was pushing on my friends a little bit. I was like that person that was like, you have to have kids, you have to have kids.
In the beginning when you first had your daughter?
Yeah.
I remember your content, you were like, I remember one video where you were like, I hate to say it, it's completely worth it. This is the best thing ever. And I was like, that's amazing. Like I can't wait to talk to her about this.
Yeah, which is I think I was saying like the best drug I've ever been on is motherhood.
Yes.
And I do believe that, but I also like with time passing, like I see the challenges and I see that all options are viable. And like I heard your podcast last week where you guys were talking, and I related to it so much. You and your best friend were talking about how like when you're the friend without the kid, you kind of feel like you're like in second place, and you have to like do what the friend with the kid, you have to like cater to them. And I think that sucks. Like even though I'm now the person with the kid, I totally still feel that position of years and years of having to be like, well, you have kids, so da-da-da-da-da. And like, I can't imagine how hard it must be. And I even now in this, I'm like, that's bullshit. Like that sucks. And I don't want it to be that way, because that's not fair, because there's actually a lot of privilege in having a kid. And there's a lot of privilege in not having a kid that I don't think that you should be a second-rate friend, or like you should have to cater to the mom friend. I don't like that.
How have your friendships changed or stayed the same since becoming a mom?
Oh my God. Okay, so I have to tell you this thing that's like, when you talk about the splinter era, this is what I think of. This is a crazy situation in my friendship. So my best friend since second grade, like she's my everything. She's my hero. She's my bestie. Like when we were in fourth grade, when we were in sixth grade, our car flipped over and she like opened the door, like took me out of the car, like under my seatbelt. Like she has just been taking care of me. Like, whoa, she's my best friend. So she lives in a different state, and she's immigration lawyer. She's like a good person, all this stuff, whatever. She really wanted kids and was trying and it wasn't happening. And then I got pregnant this time, and we had met up around the holidays. I was like 7 months pregnant and she was not pregnant. And I obviously was like feeling a type of way about it. And I wasn't saying anything because I don't know how to, I'm what do I say? What do I do? Just ignore it, right? Like, what am I going to do? Be like, there's just nothing you can say. But I could just feel like I hate
the bubble.
this. Yeah.
There's a bubble, yeah.
I hate this. I hate that I'm pregnant, that she's not, that she wants to be pregnant. We're best friends. Like, this is a horrible feeling. I don't know how she's feeling. And like, I think back to like that moment where we're like decorating Christmas cookies, and she looked at me and she was like, it's hard. I'm being honest. Like, this is a little bit of a challenging thing.
Right.
Yeah. And I started crying, and I was like so grateful that she said that she was struggling, and I was struggling with it too. But I just like, I'm like, what a fucking real ass person that she, instead of like hiding and like hiding in the shadows with this dark feeling, she came to me and was like, and I was like, oh, thank you so much for saying it. Like, of course I'm feeling it too. And I hate this. And we just had this like brief conversation about it, and it was so hard. But I look back on that as like the most monumental, like amazing moment in our friendship, of her speaking up and us having that moment. And then like several months later, after I'd had my daughter, she came to visit and met my daughter Ace, and like ordered us California Pizza Kitchen because like that was where we used to go in high school. And then like at the end of the hang, she's like, and I have to tell you something. And like, I didn't like, I know.
And is she pregnant?
She already had her baby.
Oh my God.
Like, but it was so crazy.
I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. That makes me so
I
happy.
know. I'm crying too. Like when she told me, it was my husband was there, and he was like, hello, it's obvious what she's about to tell you. I was so scared that it wasn't that I was like, what? Say it. You have to say it. Like, it was so beautiful. And I'm so grateful, but
I'm so happy for
yeah,
her.
I know.
Oh my God. I'm so happy for both you guys.
Thank you.
And that's so like friendship can be really hard.
Hell yeah.
And like, I know there's probably people listening who are like, wow, I'm in that situation, but I'm not pregnant yet.
Yes.
And it's like, I just want to recognize you guys and honor. There's a million different versions of this, but like, this is obviously a beautiful one. And I think made so much sweeter because she was real with you and opened up. And it's like, it's so hard. But I think really the conclusion we came to last week was like, you kind of just have to say those things. You kind of have to like say the hard thing. Like if your friend is pregnant and like you're single or whatever, just saying like, I'm scared of how our friendship will change. And it just like takes the air out, and it just like connects you as girls again, because these are such monumental life changes. These are such monumental hopes and dreams that we as women have. It's like we sometimes forget that this is our friend. And it can be so difficult. But I think that the more honest you can be, even if the honest thing is saying, this is really hard. This is really hard, Oh my God, that like really got me.
I know. I'm so inspired and grateful that she did that, because I don't know why in my head I'm like, I feel like in LA we're all so fake and like we wouldn't say it, and like I'm just like, oh, I want to say it. Say the thing that's hard, and it makes everything so much better. And obviously, it's just, I'm so grateful for that friendship, and for her, she's like the best person ever. But I was thinking of her too, because your close friend is also like, she has like some really good job, and she's
she's a human rights lawyer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm an influencer. I'm like, I make Instagram stories.
We're so lucky that we have these like actual grounded,
like,
cool,
smart, like
good
amazing people. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How has your relationship changed with your husband? Like,
I feel like we really became a family.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I feel like. And again, like almost embarrassing to admit, but like before we had our daughter, I feel like my parents were my primary family.
That's interesting.
In my mid-30s, that shouldn't have been the case probably. Like I was ready to
Millennial core.
yeah. Thank you. Okay, good. It's not just me. But I feel like since having a baby, it's like, oh no, this is my family. But then of course there's all this anxiety of where like, because my dad had me really late in life, and so he's always been like way older than all my friends' dads, and so I've always had this like, my dad's gonna die at any second, like anxiety, whatever. I'm obviously have a lot of anxiety, but and now it's like all that's projected onto my husband, where it's like,
good, he deserves it. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, oh, you're my daughter's father. Like, this is so scary. Like, you're so important. So I'm just dealing with, I have to work through like some of that anxiety and stuff. But it is really nice to feel like we're a family.
That's great.
Yeah, it's cool. That. And yeah. But I also think that like you should probably feel that way with your partner, even if you don't have a kid.
No, I think that what you experience is like very normal, especially for our generation. So yeah, I think that's great. Okay, so what is something you always imagined about motherhood growing up, or even while expecting, that has been completely disproven?
Well, I personally, like I was saying earlier, like I really thought I was gonna have this like, my baby's only going to want to be held by me and we're going to be best friends. Oh, and oh my God, so narcissistic. Like she's going to be mini me. She's going to be my mini clone. I'm going to raise her. It's going to be perfect little mini Esther.
Did you hope to have a girl?
Yeah, of course. I did.
Yeah. No, I think it's real.
And then that has all been completely flipped on its head. Like she's already, my mom keeps saying like, wow, she's nothing like you. Like she's the opposite baby as you were, which is so true. She's just like, I was like clingy, needy, like would bite anyone that wasn't my mom. I was also breastfed till 3.5. Like I'm not breastfeeding my daughter. Like it's just so different. And I'm surprised by how much I love that. Like I always thought, again, I'm like cheesy, like whatever, selfish person. I always thought like you love your baby because it's you. Like you love your baby because it's like your little you. But that's not the case. Like I love my baby because she's her and she's so different from me, and I like that. Like she's just, I don't know, we're just really different. And I know it's kind of hard to articulate that because she's only one, but like I just see it and I feel it and it's nice. And then also like, again, I thought we'd be bed sharing and she'd cling to me, and she could go with anyone. She's chill. She sleeps on her own. She doesn't want to fall asleep with me. Like if I try to like do a contact nap or whatever, she's like, I don't like this. Like she wants to be in her crib. Like she's really independent, I guess.
I love that.
Which again, not what
What's her star sign?
She's an Aries.
Ooh.
But a March Aries. So people say that's drama.
Okay,
I don't know. Is that bad?
That's great.
Okay.
She's cool. She's independent.
Okay.
Okay, that's so fun. Oh my God, it's so cool to see you as a mom. You're the same, but you're also different.
I just was not. The other thing, I was not anything like a grown-up mom before. So I feel like when I first had her, I was like going through all these changes, and then I would meet other moms who were like, I feel really left out because I don't feel changed. I don't feel different at all. And then I would say to them like, girl, that might be a good thing. Like I had so much growing up to do. I had so much to change. And I feel like I look at my other friends who become moms and like they've always been really organized and on top of their shit and like thoughtful and knew how to bake and like
Knew how to bake.
They just have always been that way. And I feel like this change is like I just had so much growing up and so much catching up to do. And like that's another again, I had so many naive thoughts about it. Like I thought you have your baby and you're just like you're the perfect person, and like but it's like no, I'm still here for the drama. Like I'm still, you know, posting political shit online to get attention from my ex-boyfriends.
Sure.
Like, you know.
Yes, absolutely. And now you're fully back to work.
Pretty much. I mean, similar to you, like work is not really
flexible.
Yeah. But I am back to doing stand-up like
amazing
several nights a week, and I podcast and stuff like that.
Amazing. Good for you. Do you have any advice for friends with no children that are dealing with friends that just had kids? Like, is there anything that you're aside from your best friend, like your wider friend group who don't have kids, like what did they get right and what did they get wrong? Did they show up enough? Did they ask enough baby questions? Did they ask too many baby questions?
I don't think you can get it wrong. I think that my friends who don't have children are a lot more mature than I am.
Mm-hmm.
So like my best friend
That's
Caroline,
funny.
the first time she came over and I was like looking at the baby monitor, she's like, wait, you're babysitting, right? Like what's going on? Like she was
Yeah. It feels surreal.
Yeah. Again, reacting to like reflecting on what you were saying last week's episode, like hearing you guys say like, well, if your mom friend has a baby and she just disappears, like that's not cool either. But I had like a weird reaction to that where I was like, but that might be necessary and it might not mean that that person is bad. It might just mean that like that mom friend is going through it and only can really rely on other moms.
Yeah.
And is not going to be there for you right now.
No, of course.
And that can also happen in friendships when it's not mom related.
Right.
Like that year where like after my miscarriage, I had a really close friend who I know was really like needing me and I was just like absent. Like, and it was not because I was a mom and it was not because of anything of her. It was just like what I was dealing with. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious to ask you questions like, how do you feel about all this? And I don't know, what are anything that I'm saying or like expectations you have or where you're at with the like, are you freezing your eggs? Are you not freezing your eggs?
I'm not freezing my eggs. It's not the right choice for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still undecided about kids.
Yeah.
I don't really like to say why because, you know, you just always get so much feedback from when you say stuff online, and this is such a hot button. And I think everybody has to make their own choice. I think it's incredible that women have the choice to freeze their eggs. I think it's great. For me, I'm very sensitive in my body. Like I'm very sensitive to medications, to anything. I know that the whole process would undo me, especially because I don't have a partner. I know the entire time I would be feeling resentful. I'd be feeling like, wow, it's really annoying that a successful guy my age isn't having to go through this. And why am I lying here? And why am I injecting myself? Like that would be my experience. That would be how I felt. And I think like not to be corny and woo-woo, your body kind of hears you. So if the whole time I was freezing my eggs, I was like, fuck the patriarchy, like this is so unfair, my body would be like, yeah, we're not doing this. Like we're going to give you no eggs and whatever. Also, I'm okay with adoption. I'm not okay with it. Like I think I would be honored to adopt. I wouldn't say always, but I think in the past couple of years, that's something that I'm super open to. Like I think I am the type of person who could be good at that. I think I would just be very open to adopting a baby if I wanted to have one. And maybe even if I could have my own, I would still adopt. Like, I don't know. It's always been something I'm interested in.
My husband was telling me like parents that end up adopting, like the connection they have with that child is like so profound and deep that it's like one of the most like amazing, like there's ways that that's even more profound.
I think it's beautiful. I think there's so many kids who need great homes and like it's an honor if you get to do that in life. I think it's cool.
Also, wait, sorry to interrupt, but like since having my daughter, adoption was never really something that I had thought about, again, because I was really narcissistic about it. Like I want mini me. But since having her, I'm like, oh no, this is about like caring for a human and you just love that baby. Like
totally.
It could be any baby. You just love it if you're taking care of it.
If it's yours, if it's yours, and that can come in many ways. But yeah, I don't know. I think like the farther I get in my career, the more fear I have of like losing myself. Because I know that like if I had a baby, I would be like obsessed with it. And I think my brain would change, which is normal. Like that's what happens to women. But I don't know how that would feel. And that scares me, like the unknown. You know? But I'm undecided. I think like I'm going through a big wave of all my friends having kids. And frankly, I don't know if I've shown up the best for them. I mean, they live far away, so I think it's always harder when they live far and you're like just on calls. And I was saying last week, like I don't know what baby questions to ask, so I try to just be like as, you know.
And why should you? Like you don't have to know that.
No.
Wait, can I interrupt also too to say that like it's really, people don't give a lot of thought to like how triggering it can be for the person who doesn't have a family or kids, whatever, and might want them. And then your friends have kids and you're expected to like, like you said, like show up and.
Yeah, but like I'm in like a solid mental headspace, so like I can show up for my friends, and I don't know if I've been the best, not because I don't want to, but because I'm just like, oh, like I don't know about that, which is like lazy, and I could just say my best friend, I think she suggested on the pod, Jyoti, she was like, why don't you just say like, I don't know what to ask you, and then that's like a really nice opener, and they can be like, oh well, I'm thinking about this, or like actually I don't want to talk about my baby today, I want to talk about TV or
Yeah.
whatever, or oh, I want to teach you about this or whatever. Like I think like to the example, the beautiful story you gave before, these are our friends, and I think we just have to try to not get weird around them like when there's changes, and just be
Yeah.
like super honest. And
I didn't mean to project onto you
no,
feeling uncomfortable about other having kids. I was actually more truly projecting because that was me.
right.
When I had my miscarriage, I had like 3 friends from different areas of my life that were also pregnant.
Mm,
And like, I didn't want to go meet their baby.
of course.
And there's one friend that we were pregnant at the same time. I had a miscarriage. We haven't talked since then.
Wow.
Like it was just, I think she's mad at me that I wasn't there for her, that she had a kid. I'm mad at her that she didn't understand that I had a miscarriage and it sucked. Like, and we're like still, it's weird.
That's weird.
So it's not all perfect for sure.
Yeah. And she has her baby now.
Yeah. And she has 2 kids now, and I even have one now.
Did
But
she reach out when you had your baby?
no.
Damn.
So it's like I like in my mind, I'm like, we're mad at each other and we haven't resolved it yet. I would like to one day, but I think it's just like, it's weird.
It's weird. I think if it's a true friendship, it'll come back around.
Yeah.
And like, that's hard. That's hard though.
Yeah.
I think like I thought my best friend, Jyoti, said it so well last week when she was like, being a mother or not is like the defining binary like thing of being a woman, and like that's just a fact, like as much as we want to change it, but it's like that's true. And I think that's why women find this period of our lives like maybe difficult to navigate, and I think that this generation of women is actually having the toughest times of all the generations so far navigating this era, because we were fed this idea that like we should be girl bosses and we should be have our own identity and we should work and whatever. And now this generation is becoming moms, and we're like really off kilter because we're like, okay, but I still need to be a girl boss. I need to be a best friend. I need to be this. And I need to be that. I need to be, and it's like, it's just there's a lot expected of this generation of women. Whereas before, it was in a way it was easier because it was like, oh, you have kids, and like a lot of women stay home and some of them go to work, but it's like it's kind of not really talked about. Whereas I just feel this generation has so much expectation and so much pressure and on that we put on ourselves too.
Yeah.
So, and also like the millennials, we take our friendships really seriously. This is the first generation where we've kind of had to navigate all of us being at a different life point and all of us just trying to like maintain our own identity. We're also like a really individualistic like generation where we're obsessed with like our own identity, and I think that's a blessing and a curse. It's cool, but it's also a crushing weight sometimes.
Yeah.
And none of us are individuals at the end of the day. We're
Right.
all like,
Right.
So
Yeah, it feels like I remember in junior high when someone's like, a teacher's like in middle school, like you all want to be individuals, but the way you do it is like by acting like everyone else. And,
Right,
like that
right.
feels so real to like
yes.
TikTok trends and like like
Yes.
life now.
Do you ever get annoying comments on TikTok when you put your daughter online? Like, because something I've noticed is that people are so brazen with their opinions on like parent. And I actually have a draft in my TikTok of saying if I do have kids, I won't put them online, not because I don't want them to be perceived, but because it would drive me up the wall if anyone said anything about my parenting. If they were like, oh, your baby, like you're not holding it right, or like, oh, you shouldn't do that, I would be like, I'm going to jump through the phone and strangle you.
Okay, so I kind of thought that too. And then people would be like, wait, you can't put her in that carrier that way. It's not safe. And I'm like, what do you? And then I'm like, oh, they're right. Like, so like sometimes there's a little bit of like the mom community where it's like really beautiful and positive, and there's like help and it's great. But I'm glad you bring this up because this past week there was this really like kind of viral on Mom Talk video of this woman who is pregnant, and she's like gives this long speech about how it's really weird to post your baby online. She compares it to like if you met a guy at a gas station and he asked if he could come home with you and watch your baby like see what what she's wearing, and she's like, that's what it's like to post a picture of your baby online. I'm like, shut up, you pregnant bitch. Like, you're not even like a mom yet, and you have this you're judging other moms already. Like, that to me made me really mad, because I think, at least for me, the whole thing with motherhood and womanhood is like, let's not judge each other.
Let's not judge. No.
Like, if that mom wants to show her kids,
go ahead. It's your choice. It's your baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that feel really strongly, though, that like you shouldn't share your kids online, and
literally the only reason is because I would get so heated if anyone talked about my parenting.
Oh, it's fine. And by the way, it's people, if they don't want to show their kids online, then
Sometimes
they shouldn't.
Do the heart. What's your opinion on the heart over the face?
Well, my opinion is that, is your baby ugly? Like, what why do you need privacy? You're my dentist. Like, show us your baby.
I'm done. Oh my God. Have you made any mom friends, like online or in real life?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I imagine that's very comforting and nice.
It is. Yeah. Especially just to be like, oh my God, I'm going crazy because of this, and this, and I'm scared of this and this. And
if I became a mom, I really like asking for advice too. People don't know that because I give a lot of advice, but like if I became a mom, like I would literally be texting my friends who are moms like every 3 seconds. I'd be like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Yeah, of course. And I do want to go back and say that like if you don't want to post your kids, that's obviously amazing. Like,
yeah,
I'm not saying you should post your kids. That would be psychotic. I'm just saying you should.
Don't judge.
I don't want to judge anyone.
Yeah,
yeah, that's all.
I feel like there's so much judgment. I'm flabbergasted at the gall of people who come in the comments, and someone will be doing just something completely normal with their baby, and they'll be like, you shouldn't be feeding them that. And I'm like, what? Like, who are you, random lady from like, you never met them? Like, they're the mom. Like, let them cook. Like, geez.
Or like the breastfeeding and formula conversation. It gets so heated and so nasty, and I just like that. I get really like upset about, because I'm like, you don't know what people's situations are. Like, my baby had to be in the NICU for her first 3 days of her life, like, and I walk in the NICU, they're giving her formula. Like, that wasn't you
didn't plan that. It was the circumstances.
Yeah.
I think, like, honestly, my hot take is a lot of the judgment online and with motherhood, with all these debates, is just like, it's just the next level of like women hating women. Like I really think that. I'm like, why would you attack someone who just had a baby? Like, why would, like, even if it's coming from a good place, I think some of the comments I see and some of the judgment that I see towards moms, I'm like, this person just gave birth. Why don't you go with kindness? Like, say it in a nicer way. Don't come from a place of judgment. Like, why are you attacking in the most vulnerable state of their life? Like, it just really bothers me.
But that's the whole internet. It's like,
it's true.
It's rough out there.
Yeah.
I have to work like with my podcast too, because we're like on the dark side of the internet, which is like, we're in the comedy podcast world.
That is the scariest land.
It truly is.
It's so scary. I love my millennial women like corner. Like,
yeah.
For the most part, I mean, they get a little crazy sometimes, but like for the most part, it's safe over here.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's beautiful.
And I was scared even to come on your podcast because it is in that land on the internet.
But we're not like that.
No. I know.
Yeah, no,
that.
I know you know. Yeah,
yeah. Like you're all really normal, but like because you're all so funny, it's like landed in that space.
We're just too adjacent to like the male comedy podcast world, and so like we get people that just like and my point is, it's rough out there no matter what, whether it's mom or whatever.
Being a woman is rough on the internet.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's honestly what it is. Like, when is the last time you've seen someone been like, your dad's skills are off? I've never actually seen that comment on the internet. I've definitely seen women ripping other women to shreds over like which pacifier they use, and it's like, oh, why don't you say that to the dad? Like, I don't get it.
Reddit, like, that's where there's a lot of like, my husband doesn't do anything, and
yeah, I don't participate.
Reddit is
marked safe from Reddit. It's not safe on there for
It's
me.
really not. It's not safe for anyone.
I'm actually 2 years clean of Reddit in July.
That is incredible.
Right? Like not even nothing. I'm really proud.
You should be. I, on the other hand, am going to medical school on Reddit, so I'm in a whole other horrible place.
Okay, switching gears. What are the hot girls loving in LA right now?
Oh, that's such a good question. I'm so behind on my research.
What are the hot moms loving? This you can maybe tell us on. If you guys don't know, Esther has a hilarious series. What do you call yourself? A hot girl?
The Jane Goodall of hot girls.
The Jane Goodall of hot girls, and she always knows what the hotties are doing. So what are the hotties doing and what are the hot moms doing?
Okay, these are great questions. I feel like, and again, this one, I'm late. Everyone knows this by now. Like if you don't, it's whatever, but like creatine.
What is creatine?
It's like amino acids.
People keep asking me on Instagram, do you take creatine? And I'm like, it sounds like something that people
who are bodybuilding, right?
Yes.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And I'm not a big like powder person.
I know.
I just like, I've never bought a tub of powder that I've finished.
Yes.
I don't like to mix and stir. I like to pop a pill. I like a little liquid, an elixir maybe. A powder doesn't do it for me.
I think that's a really good instinct that you have because I will fall for the powders and then it's like.
Did you take colostrum?
I never tried colostrum.
I never did try that either.
But I was like.
Sea moss gel? I missed that one too.
I did try it, but I'm suspicious of it.
Yeah.
I will say that I love my probiotic. I take a probiotic every morning.
Love my seed.
Oh my God, seed?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love seed.
I love seed too.
Since 2018, I've been taking seed. So when it first came out and I like wanted to be an influencer, so I like got it. And then I was like showing it to my 2,000 followers. I was like, hey guys, I'm taking this seed, and I've been taking it because I went back in my Insta to see when the first time I tagged them was 2018. Kind of crazy.
That is impressive. And I have to say, good for my digestion, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I bet you do.
Oh,
I bet you know exactly what I mean.
I do. Of course I do. Yeah. What is the best baby gift that you got?
Oh my God. It was actually Nick Kroll and his wife. This brand, Makie, they got us this little like baby kimono kind of cute thing, but it came with a rattle.
Okay.
That is like soft and plushy, and that rattle, like I just ordered 4 more because that's been our like.
She loves it.
Yeah. So I feel like.
What is something else? Because like I don't think it would land if I gave someone a baby kimono. I have so many friends who are like, I don't think it would land for like multiple reasons. So like, what can I have like so many friends who are pregnant right now. Should I get them what is it called? The Arty Pop carrier?
Oh.
Art Poppy?
Yeah.
You know the one.
Yeah, that would be like a really generous, nice, big gift.
Is that a good one? Okay.
Yeah, that is a great carrier. I have that one. I love it. I would also say though, baby clothes. You can't go wrong with baby clothes.
See, as a person without a baby, I find it very hard because I'm like, I go on and they're like 10 to 14 months.
I know.
And I'm like, what? Like, speak English.
No,
and
I know.
I'm like, oh my God, is it like too gender affirming if I get them like a blue baby suit? And it's a lot of landmines. So I'm always like, I'll just get them a Tiffany like little thing for their room. Like I'm too scared to do anything that's like touching the baby because I don't know.
I do understand that. And I was like that too. But like now, since having a baby, I'm like, oh my God, because people will get you things that are sizes that are too big for the beginning. And then it's like, once you get to that, you're like, oh, thank God I have this. Like you're so happy.
Right.
I also love Magnetic Me brand where they're like magnet closing. So it's like snaps are really hard.
Okay.
So don't get tricked by snaps.
Noted.
You can't go wrong with a bunch of cute baby stuff, baby clothes.
Okay, baby clothes. Okay, that's really good to know. I've been like honestly really bad. I got like a lot of people the Hill House Home tummy mat.
Cool.
It was like because it's like gender neutral. It's easy. It's not a size thing. That was like a good one. But I feel like I need to, I don't know, diversify my gifts. Okay, what part of your job is your favorite now? Like in this current stage, like stand up, podcast, Are you writing?
I love my podcast because it's like this. You just have to talk to people that
it's so
you
nice.
like.
When you're in flow and you're potting with someone good, it's like, oh my God, this is so nice.
Yeah. And then I also am really enjoying stand-up. Just like fun to share new ideas and have them work or not work and like the experimentation of that. And
how many nights a week do you do stand up?
It's always different, but right now I'm aiming for like 4 nights a week, which is like it's like pretty almost on the low end for a comedian, but for me, I'm like, okay, I'm really putting it out there. Wait, but I actually have questions for you.
Oh no, that's not how in the sense that no.
But you don't have to answer, but like I'm so curious. First of all, I'm so excited for your book.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited that you're working with the Fosters. And
I
like,
love them.
I like, there's so much, because I don't know if your listeners know, like I listen to everything you do. I'm like such an obsessive Tinx, like crazy fan. I still always think about this one post that you made like maybe a year or so ago where you're like, this guy told me that like we're going on a date, but I have to wear pants.
Oh my.
And I think he like took you on a helicopter.
He took me on a helicopter, yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. It's so crazy. Like I can't wait for my memoir. I had like a really crazy one. I told him I wouldn't make it into content and I won't, but like this guy literally nearly died on my date 2 weeks ago. That was really traumatizing.
What?
It was a lot, but it's like funny. It's fine. But it was honestly like, you know, you stay single for long enough and you got stories. Woo! But yeah, that was fun. The helicopter was cool.
Am I allowed to ask like because the way you share about dating is so interesting. Like what can you tell us?
I just feel like my life is so much better when I don't share. Like I know because, and trust me, I would be like way richer and way more popular if I shared because that's what people really want to hear about. And honestly, I'm kind of thinking if I should just go back to talking about it because I was like, if I don't talk about it, then I'm surely will find the love of my life by being so like boundary driven and like amazing at it. But the truth is I haven't. So at this point, I might as well just get the check, get the coin, get the views. But I think like if you're a natural like storyteller or if you live online, it's really hard to separate the story from how you feel. And so you start I would be on a date and I'd be thinking like, this is how I'm going to tell the story of this. And it's like, that's really damaging for, I think, mental health. And also I'm just trying to have better like social media hygiene in general and just set my boundaries. Like I've been piloting a new system where I don't post on the weekends, which is very scary for me as someone who's posted every day for like 4.5 years. But yeah, dating is wild. It's wild. A lot of people have a lot of trouble with it these days. How long have you been with your partner?
Maybe like 14 years or so.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is crazy.
And you call him your husband and not your partner?
No, we got married. So that's like new. We got married in September last year.
I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
So he was your fiance.
Yeah, he was like
time.
my partner, whatever.
Yeah.
Unclear for a while.
The whole thing of saying like, I just say partner now to be safe. With
it's
everything.
better. Yeah. Partner works
for
well.
Everything. Yeah. Why did you guys decide to finally get hitched?
I think it was having our daughter. And I like really wanted to do it on her half birthday. I don't know why. But yeah, and we just eloped. Like it was super chill. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's like how to do it, I think.
I think so.
Also so special to have her there.
Oh, we didn't even bring her.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, that was the plan. It was like all about her. And
yeah.
then we drove to the Santa Barbara courthouse. And we were like, maybe we'll just leave her and our dog at home. And then we did like a photo shoot with them at home after.
So nice.
So they're in the photos, but
yeah, that's nice that it was a moment for just you guys.
Yeah.
Does your dog like your baby?
No, she hates our baby.
Ooh.
And she wants to kill her.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Because I know you were dog mom first.
Yeah, and I still am. Like Donut is still number one in our house.
Right.
Like when I went to my induction and my best friend Jenna came to pick up Donut, I was crying. I'm like, I don't want to love Donut less. Thank God. I don't love her any less.
Okay,
I love her more. She's still my child. Like
yes.
I don't want to like get in trouble, but like they're equal. Like I
think that's nice.
That's another headline news for me is like if you are a mom or a dad to a animal, you are a mom or a dad. Like that is there's no difference. I'm sorry. There's no difference.
You can say it. You've done both.
That's me. Maybe other people know, because I know people, they have a baby, they're like, I hate my dog. No, my dog is like my number one baby, but she does hate my daughter.
Yeah, and
it's kind of
jealous.
It's like she's nasty. Like it used to be like when Ace would pet her, she would like get mad. Now it's like if Ace even like gets near her, she starts growling. I know, it's so funny.
I feel like they'll grow to be friends.
Maybe.
And also like kids who grow up around animals are the best. Like they're just, it's nice. I think it's good.
Yeah, there's no other option. I mean, unless we get rid of Ace, but I don't think we're gonna.
Wait, tell us about her name, because it is a cool name.
Oh yeah, so my
Ace
husband's
Estelle,
last
right?
my husband's last name is King. So her name is Ace King. I always say she's named after her grandfather's gambling addiction. But we knew I wanted an A name because in like the Jewish whatever tradition, you name someone after someone that's passed away. Like you can't name someone after someone who's alive still.
Right, I knew that. Yes.
And so usually you'll do the name, but like the more nowadays they'll just take a letter. And so I'm Esther after my dad's mom, because both my grandparents died before I was born. And I was going to be Abraham if I was a boy, which look, neither names are a walk in the park, but I don't know which one would have whatever. But so then I wanted to use the A from that. So I really just knew that I wanted an A name.
Also, they do better. People with A names do better in school.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the Malcolm Gladwell thing, because they're like picked first, and like it's statistical. So Ace is going to be like really good in school as well.
Okay, she better be. She needs to be. I have a feeling she will be, hopefully, but that's whatever. But so yeah, and then my husband had just said Ace, and then I was like, I love that name for a girl. I'd always wanted like gender neutrally names, and then he was like, are we sure? He kept being like, are we sure? And we just never had anything else that I liked, and so that was what we went with. But we are like, I would say for a long time we've been like, wait, was this crazy? Like,
no,
do we think we're Kim and Kanye, like Northwest, like Ace King? But it's
Ace King is such a cool name.
It's so crazy.
It's so cool. And she has Estelle in the middle. So it's like, it's something like different. I love it.
Thank you.
It's so cool.
I appreciate it.
Did you name her before she was born or after?
Before. Then this whole thing of like, I want to see what they're like. It's like, they're a blob. There's no news when you have, nothing is going to help you name the baby when you have the baby. So have it figured out first, because you're not going to get like lightning bolt ideas from looking at this blob. Like, it's just not, it's also not the time. Like I talk about it a lot in my stand-up. Like I was on so many drugs in my delivery. Like I was fucking partying. You know, it's like not like I would have named her Skrillex if given the choice. So it's like definitely have it figured out before.
Right.
And you'll still end up with a crazy name. I don't know. Yeah.
I love that. No, it's a beautiful name. Esther, thank you so much for your honesty. I think it's going to help so many people. And like, this is so like the topic du jour in my community. So it's really going to help. And like, you helped me a lot. Like, because you're still very much yourself. And that's definitely like a good on my, tally of having kids or not.
Yeah.
Like you are like in my, I could do this. Like you make it seem nice.
That's really nice to hear.
And I'm very proud of you. And
Thank you.
I appreciate you being here. Tell everyone where they can find you, where they can go see your stand-up, watch your movie, Drugstore June.
Oh yeah, on Hulu.
On Hulu.
Yes.
Where can they find you?
I have a podcast, Trash Tuesday, which people should go listen to your episode, which had the most viral
really, it's insane.
clip.
That's like the most viral clip of my life.
Same for us.
It's so
you were talking
wild.
about clubbing. I feel like that started the conversation.
It did, and now there's like articles about it, and we started it.
You did.
We started it together.
No, I know. That was
wild.
That was a moment. You got to come back on.
I know.
Please
I will.
do.
I would love to.
People should listen to your episode of Trash Tuesday, and then I'm always doing stand up. I think I have like my show May 9th at the Comedy Store. But I'm not really touring. Esther Monster. But thank you for having me. I'm like such a crazy, creepy fan of yours. So to the Tinx community, I'm one of you. Like, holler.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.